Throw a slack, you fucking moron!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Screen Share, a movie podcast about more knife stuff, more like stabbing through hands with knife stuff.
Okay. That's,
My name's Adam.
Not your hottest one.
No.
My name's Calder.
To be honest, that's just the first thing that came to mind when I was like...
What happens in this movie?
Yeah, I thought...
Stabs the tracker through his hand.
The man having to like pull it through his hand.
Yeah. Hey, man, sometimes you get in those predicaments. Sometimes that happens. Heaven knows I've seen that. Heaven knows I've had that happen to me.
Sometimes you get stabbed through the hand, and then you got to be like, but I don't need my hand if I've got, what did he want at that point, $20 million?
Yeah, and he does heal pretty quickly.
Yeah, he just wraps some shit around that, and he's kind of fine. Yeah.
And it looks like he kind of rips through the entire... like this part.
Yeah.
So I feel like
he
that
like
would
pulls
do a
it
little
through
more
his
damage,
hand.
But he's got the dog.
Now that we've said all that, this is the episode that we'll be covering John Wick Chapter 4 in our series of John Wick
Chapter 4, brother.
Movies. This is the one that I'd seen aside from the first one before this whole thing.
And you saw this in theaters?
I did. I saw it in theaters. Wow. So there were. Wow. I had some people being like, "Yeah, so this is kind of information you need to know for this part," like in the theater. And I was like, "It's fine." But like, kind of had to figure that out there. But I left being like, I don't know what the other two in the middle were, but so far this franchise is pretty good. 2 for 2. Yeah. So
it's pretty good. How's your week?
It's been pretty good. Kind of just been running around, also not running around. Our dryer broke. We were trying to do some laundry, and then it started. Damn. And I was like, that sounds like there's a fire. There wasn't a fire.
Can't even do it outside because it's filled with snow too, man.
Exactly. What do I want?
I know you were going to
jeans to freeze.
I know you're going to get your little boxers, hang it on the line outside.
First of all, don't wear boxers. Second of all, I've never hung anything on a line. That's not true. I've hung things on a line.
Hold on. Oh, you wear boxers, man.
No, I don't. I don't wear boxers. And can I be honest? Never have. I think I tried once and I was like, ooh. So I was a briefs guy as a child.
Oh, now you're
And then I was like, I can't be a briefs guy anymore. So then I tried boxers and was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then I tried boxer briefs and I was like, this is where it's at, I think.
I guess. I feel like no one really wears boxers traditional anymore.
No.
The loose ones, I feel like everyone is on the boxer briefs kind of a thing.
No, because
unless you really have underdeveloped legs. Then a boxer brief is a boxer on you.
So were you just referring to boxer briefs as boxers?
Yeah.
The traditional boxer, you're like, that's already out.
Yeah,
fully.
You only wear those if you're like a skateboarder or you're like Billie Eilish trying to make a fashion statement kind of a thing.
Sure.
Renee Rapp.
Yeah. And to be honest, I think another issue with boxers is like they can't really be used for anything else. Like they can't be used as like I guess they could be used as a pajama short, but you couldn't wear them as like swim trunks because there's just a big hole in it. That you can't. Maybe some have buttons or something, but from what I've seen, it's just a big open.
I feel like some would pop out.
Yeah,
like they're just too short, and they're not just like they feel
frail. Is that a fair assessment or is that not real?
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of like might as well go commando kind of a thing.
Yeah. It also they're too baggy in there. Why would I be wanting shorts that fold over in my actual pants?
And then I got a bunch of ruffles on my legs, and now people think I got weird legs.
I've always got ruffles in my legs.
Yeah, well, you're a crunchy chip boy, huh?
I am. I love it all dressed.
So I just don't want to delay us here. Like I told you, I got a couple of haymakers off the top.
Okay. Well, first, you can make it as quick as you want. How was your week?
It was fine. I don't know. It was fucked up. Anyway.
And you'll leave it at that?
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway. Number one.
All right.
I'm still waiting on a call from Zoran. I don't know if you remember, but last week I kind of flipped the race with my comments on Andrew Cuomo. Mm-hmm. And
you were the first person to really say something about Andrew Cuomo, and it really changed the race.
In that way, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of expecting the call soon, but we'll see.
What, to be like a part of the New York mayoral government?
Yeah, maybe podcast czar. There's a lot of podcasts in New York that probably need someone to whip them into shape.
That's true. And you're the guy to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And he seems like, a nice enough guy.
Do you think he'd be a guest on the pod? Probably not. I don't think so.
Well, it depends what movie he would pick. He seems
feel like
kind of...
Yeah, I feel like he's probably like an underground kind of like Hayao Miyazaki guy.
Oh, yeah. I was saying like maybe we get him like give him a platform, make him do like Wolf of Wall Street or some shit.
Yeah.
Where he can just be like, yeah, this guy's a fucking skunk. Sorry, Hillary's mom is here. So he hasn't really called me to thank. Like, yeah. She's at the house right now and she might be able to hear me.
Okay.
So that's number one. I'm really I'll leave the lines open, but only for maybe another week or two.
Okay. And then he's cut off. No more chances.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Curtis Sliwa, if you want to come on the pod,
if he wants
just
to come
call
on
us. Anytime. You got an open
We can
invite.
easily do Goodfellas with him. We could do...
Yeah.
Like, we could
Gangs
do
of New
Boondock
York.
Saints with him. Yeah. We could do so much with him. Or we could do something
That's
like...
a movie, right? Gangs of New York? I didn't just make that up in my head?
Yeah, that's a Scorsese movie.
Okay, that's so.
Or we could do something like crazy. Maybe he's like really into...
Over the Hedge.
Yeah.
Which
seems like a guy. It seems like he has cats too.
Oh, sir, I'm pretty sure he has like in the double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we could do Cats again and get him in on there and see if it kind of mirrors his experience.
And maybe that'll be the first time we do like a special thing where we have a guest host, but also we're not there. It's just him talking about cats.
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we make him smoke weed for the first time since he got shot 5 times and had Crohn's.
Yeah. Which is, a good reason to have done that.
And Cuomo, remember my comments from the last episode. Number 2, Fokker-in-law. I texted you about this.
You did.
This is something that was announced to me on the Kyle Mooney and Beck Bennett podcast. What's our podcast? What's our podcast? What we're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Because they had Skylar Gisondo on it, who
Classic
I think
guy.
is Ben Stiller's son, and he's married to Ariana Grande. And I think Beanie Feldstein is the daughter.
Oh, in the movie.
Stiller. Yeah. In the
okay, sorry. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think Beanie Feldstein is the daughter.
Okay.
But really, I'm excited for us to expand the Fokker-verse.
Can I be honest? Never seen a Fokker.
You haven't seen Meet the Parents?
I haven't seen Meet the Parents.
Wow. See, and that's why I locked it into the sketch. So late next year, we're going to be doing Meet the Parents, Meet the Fokkers, Little Fokkers, and then Fokker-in-law, which is, exciting for me. It kind of gives me a North Star to
Has this been like chasing. A mainstay in your life, this franchise?
I think the first one is good, and it makes sense why people would like it.
Mm-hmm.
The second one has its moments.
Yep.
The third one is horrific. And the fact that they're
fair.
Let's run it again. With, Skylar Gisondo, he's an interesting actor. I liked him in Booksmart. I like him in the Superman movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some other stuff I've liked him in. Ariana Grande seems wild.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a lick of sense at all.
That's just...
And then I'm hoping that Bobby D comes back.
Fair.
I love a Bobby D comedy.
Yeah.
Dirty Grandpa. Rolled his eyes.
Which I believe... I have that on Blu-ray,
don't
I
purchased
because of
that
you.
One for
okay.
You. Just so we can
that had
watch
to
it.
have been one of them. Crazy we have not done that on the pod yet. absolutely psychotic.
We need to wait
that you
for the
haven't
right
forced me to
moment.
do that.
We need to wait for the right moment. Number 2, I wanted to ask you.
Nope, number 3. That was number 2.
Number 3. Let me see if I can figure this out.
Sorry.
Who the hell is this guy? What's going on
That is Michael
here?
Jackson's nephew, from what I understand.
Yeah, but what is this makeup? What's going on? This was a jump scare when I was watching the trailer to a movie I will not be seeing, but will make $7 trillion because it has Michael Jackson songs in it, like the Prince movie, or not the Prince one.
Well, to be honest, some of the trailer
Queen
looked
one.
a little good to me.
It's
At least
I
the
don't think it's gonna
production
be-
design.
It's not gonna be bad, but like, do I care enough to go see it? Like, I'm not a Michael Jackson fan, and if they're not going to Neverland, I'm not.
Well, that's
going
the
to see
thing.
it.
I was like, I doubt that they're going to mention anything, but now finding out that he's being played by a direct relative of him, I'm like, there's not a chance they're touching anything of that.
And they had to like
know.
reshoot it because of legal issues with the family. And
They
so you're kinda
reshot
like-
the whole thing.
Well, they reshot a large portion of it. This was supposed to come
Oh,
out
yeah.
this year, early this year. Now it's coming out next year. I don't know, April.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And it's an Antoine Fuqua movie where you're kind of like, damn, he like made some really good shit, and he's just been making kind of stuff for like years now. Like he made Training Day.
Okay.
Like Training Day's incredible.
And
then
now
you're
wait,
telling me
Training Day
Michael-
to Michael Jackson biopic.
And
is
then he
a-
also made like a bunch of very boilerplate thrillers. But like some of them are really great. But yeah, I don't know. Michael Jackson, it's gonna make $1 billion.
That's one that I will listen to people talk about.
Yeah, I'm not
I
gonna go
think.
see it.
Don't
I like
want to
the
yuck
songs,
someone
but-
else's yum. Like, I hope it's good. I just feel, I don't know.
I mean, there's an
It's-
alternate universe where it gets Bob Marley movied, where like no one thinks about it and no one goes to see it. But that
Maybe.
I don't think that's actually like reasonable.
No.
because Michael Jackson's music is so much more like fun
Yeah.
and like
And
exciting.
he also, this is also the first Michael Jackson biopic to be made, which is kind of crazy. Like, it feels like a biopic to some level has been made about almost every popular, like mega popular musician or band. Michael
I think
Jackson's
they'll-
been kind of like one of the ones left out of that. The Beatles as well, but we're getting that.
Yeah. I mean, Prince, I think, is like the only other one that hasn't really happened. But the interesting thing with the Michael Jackson one is we talked about this a while ago, and it's kind of like, who the hell are you going to get to play Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
And I guess they just got a Jackson. But even then, like, I don't think there's anyone that can, like, reasonably be Michael Jackson.
No.
Even if it was, like, even if it is his...
I
He's
honestly
king.
feel like they kind of had to do that, and
Yeah.
that's the closest you can get to doing it. But you watched it, I'm assuming. He did sound a lot like him. And there were
Yeah.
times that he looked a lot like him.
Yeah.
I just have
But
no
I'm
idea
just
what the
kinda like-
content of the movie's going to be.
Yeah. And I think the content of the movie is going to be, look at Michael make all these songs, and then you listen to the songs, and it's not going to be like very gripping or revealing about anything.
That's fair. Yeah. You're probably right.
And then people are going to be like, okay, that was fine. And I don't think it's going to be a Bohemian Rhapsody thing unless like they really push it at Oscar season. But like, I don't know.
I honestly think
don't
that it's
see
probably going to be at
Jafar
that
Jackson.
level as far as like quality of
Success.
film. Because I remember, it got a lot of Oscar buzz, whatever, but people were generally like, Rocket Man deserved it more, if anything. Like, I remember people saying
But
that.
Rami Malek won Best Actor.
Oh, it was a good performance.
Yeah.
The movie was just all right. And I feel like this is
Um,
giving that vibes. Anyway.
I've got 3 more items on
Oh,
my
God.
list here.
Okay. Oh, we're fine.
I recently purchased a kettlebell. Here, I'll go grab it.
Very nice. Big one,
old
too.
weight with a handle. 35
What is that?
pounds.
35. Very nice.
16 kilograms. Off Carrot. Do you know what Carrot is?
Nope.
It's like a Facebook Marketplace, but more localized.
Okay.
So you can only like search for things, I think, maximum like 20 kilometers away.
Fair.
So I had to drive in the middle of the goddamn city to get this thing. $38. So I drive all the way down there. And I pull up to this like row of townhouses. I didn't even know this was here. Why would I? It's a city.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen everything. But still, I was kind of like, they do this shit out here? What the heck?
Mm-hmm.
And so I text the guy and I'm like, I think I'm here. I don't even know. And he's like, okay, come up. It's the one with the, whatever. Probably shouldn't give identifying information.
Fair. It's the one with the identifying feature.
Yeah. And he's like, door's unlocked. Come up. And I was like, and Hillary came with me. And she was like, if you're not in like 10 minutes, like, I'm going to call the cops. And I was like, I'll be fine. So I go in. It's this guy. He's like 40, 45 maybe. But it was the most... He just went through a divorce. He's like trying to get some money together, like bachelor, new divorce dad pad thing I've ever seen. I walk up. It's a walk up. There's vape juices on like the banister.
Fair.
Like vape refills.
Of course.
I turn the corner. There's a desk with a laptop and a monitor and 2 speakers. 2 single chairs, like kind of couchy chairs.
Yeah.
And then maybe like a 2-seater-ish couch. And on the TV, there's a podcast playing. They're talking about hunting alligators or something.
Of course.
And so
everything is lining up so far.
Yeah. And so I look around. I'm like, okay. And he wanted cash too. And I was like, brother, who the hell has cash? So I found a $50 boner lying around. Well, not really lying around. Hillary had it. Don't know what she was using the cash for. Maybe I should have chased that down. And so I give it to him. I'm like, I have 50. Do you have like $12 in change? And I also have like, if you have a 20, I have like $8 extra. So I can give you 58. You give me 20 back. And he's like, let me look. Goes into his cabinet, pulls out this little plastic tray. There's like $4 in change on there and like a bunch of other detritus. And he's like, I got $4.50. And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? And he's like, I'll e-transfer you. I can e-transfer you the 12 in change. God. And I was like, sure. But I offered initially to e-transfer him the money. And so now you get the cash and I get e-transfer. How's that fair?
He definitely like needed cash for something. Like desperate.
And he was like, yeah, I don't carry a lot of cash on me. And I'm like, you're doing a cash transaction. You don't have change. That's crazy.
Well, that's why he's trying to get cash. He just thought that you'd pay $38 exactly in cash.
So as he's like scrounging through this tin of like only silver coins, which if you aren't from Canada are the ones that are less than $1, like quarters, dimes, nickels. I'm looking around. There's a picture of like his kids on the counter, and I'm like, fuck. And then I look around. There's nothing on the walls, like no art, nothing. The whole place is painted white. And so he's like, as he's doing this, he's like, "What's you using the kettlebell for personal use?" And I was like, "What the fuck other?" Like in my head, I'm like, "Is there another kind of use? Commercial use? I'm buying a single kettlebell from you."
Maybe you own a gym, and
I needed this one.
So it's a career choice.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, just personal use, like whatever. Trying to get more functionally fit. He's like, nice. And then I'm just standing there in silence for another like 60 seconds, and I'm listening to this podcast, and I'm like, they're talking about like, you go into the Florida Everglades. Any body of water, you can expect there to be a gator in there. We kind of go and we're like, any water, we're like, there's a gator in there. That's how we treat it.
Did you recognize the podcast, or was it
no,
just like...
I had no clue. It was like one of those ones where it's like a guy from the military that starts doing a podcast, and it's like...
Okay.
or something. I don't even know. Like, that's the vibe I got.
Like one that you'll see on YouTube Shorts. But like,
yeah. And it's like David Goggins
posted it ironically.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what the fuck are these guys saying?
And so I'm listening and I was like, you an alligator hunter? And he's like, what? Why? Why do you think that? And I was like, just, what you're listening to. And he's like, oh no, it's like this guy. He's like, it's like really good. He like interviews like scammers and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah? Really? It's like, what's it called? And he's like, it's like Max Cross or something. Like some fucking weird name I'd never heard of in my entire life. And I'm like deep in the podcasting game. Like, I've listened to like some not fucked up podcasts, but podcasts where you're like, this guy's not listening. No one else is listening to this. No one's listening to this.
Yeah.
And I hadn't heard of this guy, and I was like, oh, cool, man. Cool. And then he just doesn't say a single thing. And then I'm like, all right. We exchange the money, and I leave, and I go back down to the car, and I tell
Did you even say bye?
Well, I was like, thank you. He sent me the e-transfer. It didn't come through right away, but I was like, I trust you because I kind of wanted to get out of there. Like,
of course.
I was kind of like, ooh, I don't, maybe this is something bad's rubbing off on me in here. I don't know. It felt a little like satanic. Not satanic, but like, you stay there too long, you might get a curse kind of a thing.
The mojo
and I tell Hillary,
was faltering.
Like, not a single area rug. Nothing to warm the place up. Maybe he just moved there.
It seems like it if there's barely anything out. And he's getting rid of kettlebells.
Yeah. So then I get back in the car and I tell Hillary and I go, I just met a divorced man. She goes, how did you know? And I explained the entire story to her. But it's just interesting seeing how people live. Like, that's one of the reasons why I like buying things online is you just to like, you look into someone's world and you're like, what the fuck's going on with this guy? Like,
you
I'm
ever,
normal.
Like, buy something from someone on Facebook Marketplace and you just find yourself at one point just like standing in a family home that is just like chaos happening around you and you're like, and you're just there waiting for someone to like dig up the like spatula you're buying on Facebook, like whatever this thing is,
and they're like, have a seat, take your shoes off, and I'm like, ma'am, why are you letting me in your house?
Yeah,
like, this is insane.
Because here's the thing, a lot of the time I'm like, man, those people were so nice, but a lot of the time I'm like, I do also wish that they were ready at the time they said to meet there.
Well, yeah.
To like give me the thing at the door, which like I have had those transactions before, where it's like, oh hi, I'm here, blah blah blah, change, blah blah blah.
It's much more often for me though. Like, I show up and they're like, oh, you're here at the time we met. We meant for you to be here. Okay.
Yeah.
And then like when I got the desk, I had to like take the shit apart with the guy. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. With the TV stand that I have now, which was the same one at our apartment when we lived together.
We dragged across the entire city.
It was like falling apart. And I was
when
like...
you got it?
Yeah, like the legs were detached and shit. But I was like, I'm in this guy's basement. I'm not going, oh, actually,
wait,
no.
Is that the one that we carried across the city, or is that a different
one? No. That was the TV stand. That's just another one. No, okay. I'm talking about the one that was in the living room.
Oh, okay.
The black one that's like an S or whatever. But like, I still just got it, and it was like jangling around in the back when I was driving home. My dad and I had to like tighten it up and fix it. But like, I was just in this man's basement. I'm like, how do I go? Actually, I don't want to pay you $12 for this. Like, just like, go, can you escort me out of your home now? Like,
it's pretty nice though.
Yeah. Now the other story was I got Calder when we lived in Toronto together to help me at what? It must have been like 10 p.m. already when we went out.
No, I think it was earlier than that, but the walk, like, we left the house at maybe 8.
When we left, it was getting dark. When we got home, it was like it had been dark. To pick up a TV stand because I needed a TV stand for my bedroom. But it wasn't a TV stand. It was like the back part of a desk. Like, it was the shelves part of a desk that, like, went on top of of a desk. But I was like, I can use this as a TV stand, I guess, because it was the cheapest thing I could find within walking distance. Well, walking distance.
What was it, like,
that,
2 kilometers or something?
Yeah, which I thought wasn't much. Walking there wasn't that bad, because I think it was, like, maybe 25 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But walking back was just, like, so
carrying, like, a
bad.
solid wood shelving unit.
Yeah. And you were so sweaty, and I kept needing breaks, and you were like, really, buddy? Like, I think you're starting to get frustrated, and you were like, dude,
like
do you really need another break? Yeah.
It's 10:15, and I'm like, brother.
I was just going like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry. I need to readjust. But it also wasn't, like, easy to carry.
No, it wasn't.
Like, we couldn't carry it sideways.
Yeah.
Like, there was no way to... the way it was shaped it wasn't meant to be carried, I don't think. It was probably a part of something else that they ripped off. But, like, man, I felt so bad, and we did it. I think we got home. We put it down in the living room, and you were like, can that be it for me? Or something. Like, you were like, you got to figure the rest out yourself. And I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think get cranky sometimes.
But here's the thing. It was totally valid. Literally, within, like, 30 seconds of us carrying it, I was like, this was a bad idea. And we met the guy, like, in the back garage alley part, and no lights were on.
Yeah.
It was weird. I don't know.
It was, it was an adventure for sure.
All right. Did you have one more thing, or are we into
I have 2 more. Oh, well, one segues into the podcast.
Fair.
I started watching The Chair Company.
Okay.
The new Tim Robinson show.
I've heard a couple things about
it, but it's really for sickos. And if you're kind of a sicko, like a Tim Robinson sicko, I really suggest it.
Okay.
I've seen
one thing about it, like about something that happened in it.
What was it? Or actually, don't tell me.
Yeah.
In case it's past where I am. But
So
there's,
I'll consider it. What's it on?
Great parts. It's on Crave.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll just find it on in some other way.
Yeah, you'll find it on Crave.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is I watched like 20 minutes of the pilot of the Continental.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't need to watch this shit.
No good.
Like it's not bad, but it's like pretty boilerplate like action. It feels a little like an elevated Tulsa King, maybe an elevated Mayor of Kingstown, like Taylor Sheridan show. And also like the fact that it's a prequel is kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
And it's also stuff like I don't really feel like I need to know. Like I don't really need to know how Winston got the Continental.
Yeah.
I just kind of need to know how he
helped John Wick.
Yeah.
Or that was your segue. Loses it, I guess. Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
This movie.
Bing, bing, bing. John Wick 4. Let's do the very quick recap. I'm going to get so much quicker than I have been the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
The last couple of weeks I've been so slow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You got this,
You
brother.
ready?
Yeah.
We open up with... Oh, fuck. Sorry.
You got this. You got this, brother. It's all good. You got this.
Okay. We open up the movie. John is in New York. He's punching a bunch of ropes. Goes to the desert. Kills a guy. Who was the guy who made him cut the finger off, but like that guy died or something, so now he's got a new guy that does that. Anyway, not part of the recap. I was just confused about that whole thing because he's like, I'm the guy, and then he's kind of like, well, that's you're not the guy because that was a different guy in the last movie. And anyway, so he goes to the guy in the desert, and then he Bill Skarsgård comes to New York and he talks to Winston, and he's kind of like the adjudicator in the last movie. Yeah. But like a kind of a better version, which we'll talk about. And then he blows up the Continental, kills Lance Reddick. And John's like, horrible. Fuck. But John is actually in Osaka. Shit happens in Osaka. Goes to Berlin. Shit happens in Berlin. goes to Paris. Shit happens in Paris. We find John walking down some steps after a duel for his life and Winston's life and one of our new favorite characters, I'd assume, Kane's life, and also Bill Skarsgård's life. At the end of that, he walks down some stairs and he falls to his side, and we think John Wick is dead because we see a grave, but he might not actually be dead. I don't know. There's not like a lot of plot to the movie.
No.
I skipped over about 3 hours.
Well, you went into a lot of detail about the beginning and then went, shit happens in Japan, shit happens in Berlin.
Which is kind of what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say this movie, like you said, there's not a lot of plot, but the plot that's there, that was the issue with the last two, more 3 than 4, was there was too much plot.
Yeah.
And they couldn't just do the thing. In this one, they do the thing with just enough plot to make me invested and care. I honestly think that John Wick Chapter 4 kind of masters the John Wick formula to me.
Yeah. I would say so.
It's the closest thing to the original John Wick with the improvements that came with 2 and 3, and then obviously with 4.
Yeah. And I think part of it is so Derek Kolstad writes the first 3, and then moves on to Nobody with Bob Odenkirk.
Of course.
But he's the shepherd of John Wick. John Wick is his first break, and I think he I talked about this a bit on the last episode, but it has this world, and he's an executive producer on The Continental as well. So he's got this whole world he's envisioning.
Yeah.
But in 3, they also bring on Shay Hatton, who was kind of pulled into the John Wick team after writing a spec script titled Ballerina, kind of based on the character that we're going to see next week. But that script, it's not really the same script.
Yeah.
But for 4, Shay Hatton takes over the writing duties. And I think it's a guy. They have a much more action-oriented, less plot focused style. Some of the other credits that they have is Army of the Dead, which is that Zack Snyder movie where they're in Vegas. And Army of Thieves. Yeah, and
Army of Thieves.
Shit. Army of Thieves, which is I don't even know what that was. I didn't watch that. I'm not going to watch something like that.
Yeah.
Day Shift, the Jamie Foxx vampire movie, which has good action, but is not a great movie. And then the Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2. 2 movies I was I'm going to watch them just in case. And I never did because I never cared. Maybe we'll do them on the pod one time. I think they could.
We'll see.
I don't think anyone's watched them. I think we could be the first people to watch them.
No,
even
people
the
have
podcast,
watched them.
Who?
Snyder Bros.
Oh yeah, but they're not.
They don't count.
They're not real people.
Whoa!
It's the cops were were kind of
right.
It doesn't even exist, so it's fine. He's not even supposed to be around here, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And then Ballerina, which he might just have credit on. I think he helped write the current iteration of it, but there's also a chance that he has credit on it because he initially wrote the script.
Yeah.
And then the upcoming Resident Evil with Zach Kreger, who did Weapons.
They're doing another Resident Evil?
Yes, but this one is much less tied to the other Resident Evils. It's is it Austin Abrams? Do you know?
Is
him?
It more of another try at it rather than doing?
It's more of a isolated story.
Okay.
So it's Resident Evil, it's in the world of Resident Evil, but it's not a continuation. It's basically just about a male guy who gets caught in the middle of an outbreak. Played by the male guy's Austin Abrams, who was the drug addict in Weapons. If you've seen Weapons,
I haven't seen Weapons yet. Been hearing a lot about Weapons. I'm thinking maybe I should watch it.
It's good. I don't know if Olivia would like it, but you might. It is a little more horror focused, forward. But really Shay Hatton got into the industry through the John Wick universe in a way.
Yeah.
And so I think kind of has a way to distill it down and like understands like this is kind of how much you need for this to work.
Yeah.
Whereas Derek Kolstad was like, okay, now I can like, this is like
more.
Yeah. Oh,
This guy just fell it onto the ground. For any of our audio listeners, Calder just fell fully onto the ground. His feet were splayed in the air.
yeah. And I said, owie.
Well, they can hear that you didn't say owie.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that.
Yeah, man. For our viewers who aren't listening, wait. Then like Eric Kolstad?
Derek. It's
Derek.
okay, though. Yeah. And now he's got this whole, like, Bob Odenkirk partnership that is,
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess
Crazy
successful.
to make a John Wick-style action movie starring Bob Odenkirk called Nobody, and then make another John Wick-style action movie starring Bob Odenkirk and not have it be Nobody.
Well, then they made Nobody too, and then they're making some other thing.
That's not Nobody, but is still John Wick-style action movie with Bob Odenkirk.
I don't know if it's John Wick style, but I know it's like action movie, which is kind of like, I don't think anyone cared about the second Nobody. Like
No.
after the first Nobody, it was kind of like,
The first Nobody
wow,
was
this
just
is
kind of like a...
it's a novel.
People like it.
And now it's kind of like, okay, Bob, like, go do some funnies again.
Or some
You know?
dramies.
Yeah, just do something, man. So this is I don't know how to say this, but this is like this is the peak of John Wick. I think not saying it's the best,
Well,
but we can discuss that later. But like, this is everything John Wick aspires to be being fully realized
yeah.
in a movie. Like, the action is great throughout.
The action
plot-
comedy is great. The plot
Yeah.
is intriguing, but also easy to follow.
Yeah.
There's just enough characters that I can keep track of everybody, and I actually like all of them.
Yeah. And it doesn't feel like there's anyone in the movie where you're kind of like, this one doesn't really fit. This one doesn't really work.
Which, to be honest, kind of just fuels a problem with the John Wick franchise that we've talked about, which is introducing new characters, making it seem like you're going to do something with them, and then never seeing them ever again. Like, it happened with Common. It happened with
Ruby Rose.
It happened
Adjudicator a
with
bit.
Adjudicator. It happened with Halle Berry. It happened... And also now with all the characters in this film, Mr. Nobody, and
but they close the loop on a lot of characters.
Yes.
I guess the tracker no.
well, that's why I like all the characters in this movie better than all the kind of side characters in the other ones, because I think they're better characters just generally, but they also all kind of get some level of resolution. So it feels like you actually understand the character rather than just like they were there for a bit. But I think the frustrating part is it's yet more characters that they're like, they're going to be back. And then you just don't get anything, especially considering they like did the Continental, they did Ballerina, but it's like neither of those projects took one of the characters that like was introduced and actually did something with it again. Not that I think like great characters always need to have like a spin-off show or movie, but like they weren't even brought back in any way, shape, or form in the film franchise aside from Lawrence Fishburne, to be honest. He's the only one that like carries over aside from the mainstays from the first film.
Yeah. There is a Donnie Yen, Kane and Akira like spin-off movie where I think she's coming after him. Did you see the post?
Is it out?
Not yet, but they're like actively working on it.
Okay, because I was actually going to ask about that because I remember seeing this movie.
Did you see
and
the
being
post
like,
credits?
Yes.
scene? Okay.
I remember seeing this movie and seeing Rina Sawayama and being like, she's really great in this. And then being like, I hope they do more with her. And then I love Donnie Yen in this. And then they did the post-credit scene where it looks like she's about to stab Donnie Yen in the stomach and take all of the finally good life that he just got for himself finally for the first time in his life.
Yeah.
And it like, I remember seeing that and being like, dude, I hope they do something like with them. And you were like, they are. And that just kind of hasn't materialized in any way for a while. So I just assumed that it was canned.
It's not, as far as I know. Let me just double check. But like, I'm like 90% sure this thing is,
Happening.
Yeah, it's like reported in all the trades and stuff. It was getting, they were trying to sell it at Cannes this year. So it should be coming out.
Did they succeed?
I don't know. But it should be coming out soon. But both of them were like probably two of the best additions to the John Wick franchise.
Honestly, those two and Mr. Nobody in this movie are my top three.
Yeah.
They're all in this movie are my favorite side characters.
Yeah. That have a chance of coming back.
And then fourth is probably Koji, Rina Sawayama's dad in this movie. Like, I genuinely...
Yeah.
Now, this movie does also have one that's not as good, which is, I forget his name, but big purple suit guy with the shiny grill.
Oh, the German club owner guy.
Yeah.
I forget his name. It's like something like kind of fucked up.
That, to
Scott
be honest,
Adkins.
because I'm pretty sure this is the longest John Wick movie. It doesn't feel like the longest John Wick movie, but I do feel like it could lose a bit of time. And I think that is probably the nightclub scene. Or at least I think it could be shortened, because I do like the scene where they're kind of like all at the table and there's a lot of tension happening.
Like the poker-ish scene.
Yeah, but I don't know if I need like such a long fight scene where it's just the big guy making like the face when John punches him in the grill over and over.
And then he just dies like this.
Yeah. It is a little goofy funny, but like...
He's a like relatively well-known action stunt performer. Scott Adkins. They just put him in a fat suit for it.
Yeah. Which you can
like,
tell.
Yeah. It's definitely like, that's the part of the movie where you forget about it. Osaka, there's a lot of like iconic stuff, and then Paris, obviously.
There's never a point during the Osaka part where I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I do think, honestly, actually, I think every action scene in this movie could shave a little bit off of it.
Yeah.
Like, I did actually... So, the thing that I was initially saying was actually completely false. But, like, I did kind of feel in this movie, like, every action scene was just, like, a little longer than it should have been. Not by much. I just think I, like, almost always had a point where I was like, man, we've been at... Not even like a, okay, it can end now, but just a, man, we've been at this action scene for a while. And then it would end, like, a little bit later. But
I think there's part of it that's like the point of a lot of these action scenes is to be so big and to be so crazy. Where you do have to sit back and be like, I'm just gonna let this happen to me.
The benefit of that is that like you get a lot of like big, cool, iconic action scenes. Like you get the staircase fight, you get like the top-down Hotline Miami style fight, you get like the swords in Osaka introduce a lot. You get like that glass art room fight where Kane is blind and hitting the things, and it's like you get all these iconic fight scene. And the nightclub is the worst of all of those. But like
it's the most boilerplate one. Like it kind of feels like something they've done before, aside from the poker thing.
Well, that's the thing. I wonder if they put it in because they were like, John Wick always has some sort of club fight, whatever.
But even then, they could have done it in a slightly more interesting way.
I agree. And
Like,
kind
I
of a
think
John Wick-ism is like someone getting shot and stabbed and a bunch of people around them just like seeing it and going, whoa, but continuing to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I do think that, yeah, the benefit is that you get all of these iconic action scenes. So every time there's a new scene, I'm like, damn, this is so cool. And I'm like big time into it. For like a while, because it's like this new thing that I hadn't seen before. Or at least is distinct enough that it's like popping out in the movie. And then it reaches a point where I'm like, okay, I've seen the top down thing. And then like maybe honestly, I think like 30 seconds, not even, that's even a long time. I think like 20 seconds could be shaved off of each action scene, and they would all be perfect. That's the tiniest little nitpick though, because what's 20 seconds?
Release the cook cut. Release the cook cut.
This I'm being way more critical about this movie than I anticipated coming into this. That's just a little nitpick thing.
Yeah,
All of the
I see
action
what you're
sequences
saying.
are excellent.
I see what you're saying.
But sorry,
I
think I was saying the good thing is that these are all iconic, and the bad thing about it is that because they're all these big iconic scenes, they have to be so big. I think is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, there's no action. Well, there's no really like notable scenes that are just like a quick little action thing. You know, it's all big set piece.
If they cut Germany into 2 different locations, I think I'd like it a little more. But they go to Germany. He kind of has that scene where he almost gets hanged and then goes to the nightclub. It kind of just feels like a sort of retrieve mission in a video game.
Yeah.
Where he like goes there. Something happens with
then there was
this
the whole
nonsensical card game. And
the
then he goes and beats up the guy and then takes his tooth and brings it back.
Yeah, I completely forgot there was the whole roundabout thing as well. Like, that's another action.
Well, that's France, though.
Yeah, but I mean, sorry, I'm just remembering yet another one. Because, like, even the France sequence, it feels like he's in France for so long as well.
Well,
like, it feels
he's in France for, like, the last hour and a half of the movie, basically.
Yeah, it feels like there's, like, 4 or 5 distinct action sequences that happen just in France.
Yeah.
And like you said it like kind of feels like a retrieval mission.
Yeah.
It kind of feels similarly in France, where it's like all of those action sequences have the same feeling of like, he's got to get to the place where the duel's happening. But like, I kind of feel like it would have been enough for that to just be the feeling during the stairs.
I think we're being more negative about this movie than we actually feel about it.
Yes.
I think if you cut out the Germany part, like if you're looking to make this movie shorter, you cut out the Germany part and figure out a way for like him to just get back in with the family quicker.
Yeah.
Where it's like, even if it's not like a full action scene, if they have some sort of poker scene, maybe that's not like the real John Wick MO, but it'd be interesting to see him in like that scenario.
Yeah.
Because another thing with the Germany thing is, like, I've never seen that fucking game before in my entire life.
No.
I don't know what they were playing. You get 5 cards, and then you try to have the best hand?
Because I was also trying to pay attention to what he was saying. Because he was, like, using the game as an analogy for, like, the stakes of what was happening. But because I was trying to pay attention to that, I was like, what the fuck is the game? How...
Yeah.
I can't understand the analogy to the game if I don't understand the game. And maybe it's a popular one. I recognize the name that he called it. It was like 5 fucking scrotum. Like
5 scrotum, yep.
It was something like... It was some 5-hand flush, 5-hand flipper. Like, something like that.
Flip 5, something like that? I don't know.
Fast 5.
Fat. It was big fat 5.
But yeah, I honestly feel like, to be honest, if I was like just making a quick decision, like, let's make this movie shorter without like going into everything and like removing just the little like unnecessary parts, it would probably be like when John launches forward and slits Big Boy's neck with the card, he just dies there.
Yeah.
And there's a little fight in that room, and John escapes by like running up and pulling his tooth out or something. But the thing is, it seems like the point of that scene was to get that like famous stunt performer in there.
Yeah, I think it kind of was. But we both like the movie, I think we should say.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things
it's my favorite one, if I can just say, it's my favorite one.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know why so much negativity is coming out. I think it's just we're talking about it, and I'm like, this is a tiny little nitpick I have.
I think the best thing about this movie, like the thing that makes it really, really work, is Bill Skarsgård as the Marquis.
Yes, he's very, very good.
He kind of fills a void that these movies needed filled, because the villains aren't bad. Like Santino, the guy in the first movie,
Yosef,
Yosef, but his dad, Vigo, yeah. They're not bad.
Who's the villain in the third one?
The adjudicator and like the two little guys and then the bald guy.
Oh yeah. The villain was just kind of the institution in that one.
Yeah. And I think in this one they do that more institution level villain much better than they did in the third one.
But they're able to do it overall through a figurehead.
Yeah. Who's actually scary.
Yeah, he's actually scary, but you also see the vulnerability that like John is able to take advantage of. Vulnerability, not like emotional vulnerability, but I mean like
character vulnerability.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he's much better, and I honestly think he scratches kind of like an itch that Yosef from the first one scratched a little bit, but no villains have really scratched since, where it's like he's much more intimidating and scary and like is more powerful and able to do more than Yosef was. But he does have Yosef's trait of like,
I hate
you just
this guy.
Fucking hate this guy. Yeah. And I think a part of it has to do with like Yosef in the first one kills the dog. And you're like, fucking fuck this guy. Because they're not very similar characters as far as like tone and behavior. Yeah. But like, you're like, fuck this guy, he killed the dog. And to be honest, I feel so similarly, maybe more so, with him killing Sharon at the top.
Oh, yeah.
At the beginning of the movie. Where he does that, and I'm like, I don't know. I immediately got mad. I forgot that happened, and I was like, that's not fair. Which is the point. Because this guy just doesn't give a shit. And you're supposed to hate him. It works, but I'm like, you motherfucker. You just killed the like most pure-hearted man in this whole franchise. Anyway.
And it hit even a little harder in theaters, because like Lance Reddick had passed away like a week before this movie came out.
I remember that. Yeah.
And so then you just like watch him die in the movie, and you're like, probably wouldn't have done that if they knew.
No.
But it's really effective for the plot. Like it's a great idea, a great kind of inciting incident.
Because it radicalizes Winston, where Winston's like, because all he really cared about was the hotel. Then the hotel is destroyed, and his like friend is killed for technically something that was his fault. Yeah. And I think it just makes him go, because the last movie ended with him kind of like being like, but I give up to the high table because I just want like what I want, which is my hotel, my freedom to run my hotel the way that I want, blah, blah, blah. Like he wanted the comfortability of what he had, and he was willing to give up power to the table. In this one, he's like that. They take everything from him. So he's like, okay, then I'm helping John fully because I want them all dead. And it also kind of, you don't see it as much, but I think it also like kind of turns a switch in John as well when Rina Sawayama's character tells him like what happened, or maybe Koji tells him, but you kind of see him be like it clicks that Sharon was killed technically because of him as well.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot
and
of
then
blame to go
Koji's
around,
killed because of him.
but that's one plot thing that kind of confused me about this. Like, why did he go to Koji?
They're friends.
But like, why did he go there? Just because he was like, I don't know where to go. Because it was kind of a thing of like, obviously you're bringing danger here.
Look, it is one of those things where you're kind of like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Why is he doing that?
Especially because like there's other characters in the movie who are like, why the fuck is he here? He's like, obviously bad things are gonna happen, and then they do, and it's like,
well, I did like start getting this feeling of like John is just ruining a lot of people's lives. Like he's murdering a lot. Like I was starting to be like, okay, like I get it. You're going to shoot him in the head. You're going to slit his throat. And getting like a little tired of the violence in the first, a bit in the Osaka scene. Mm-hmm. And then I got over it a bit, but like watching these kind of back to back, I'm like, this guy sucks a little bit. Like John is a bad guy. But it comes across as like not he's a bad guy, like because he's deciding to do this. It's kind of like, John, are you not realizing? Like it's almost like he's a little dumb. Is kind of the feeling I had when like Rina Sawayama's like, you bring death. You're putting everyone in danger here. Like, did you not hear about what happened in New York with the concierge in the hotel? And he's kind of like, huh. Which is kind of like carried over from the last movie where he's like, I want to live so I can remember my wife. Yeah, and they're like, cut off your finger, give me your wedding ring, and go kill your friend. And he's like, okay. And then Winston's like, don't do that. And he's like, oh, maybe you're right. It's like, it's just this feeling sometimes like people really need to like lay it out for John. Yeah. They need to be like, John, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Go away. You're just killing people.
And then it happens. And Koji's just like a good friend to him. He's like, I'm willing to potentially die for my friend. And there's no mark or anything. It's just like they really like just highlight honor. That. Yeah.
And I think if John had more lines in this movie, you would get a lot more infuriated with him.
Yeah.
Because, like, when he does talk, it does just kind of sound like he's hitting voice lines and, like, he's not really delivering them that well.
Well, my second note in the whole movie was, quote, yeah, ellipses, end quote. Is kind of his catchphrase in this movie, but also just in the franchise. Like, so many times someone says something and he just goes, yeah. And you're just kind of like, that's John. But it's also like, are you even conscious? Are you perceiving the world around you? Or like, maybe he's in a simulation. Whoa, crossover.
I could tell you like saying that, huh?
Anyway, but he was like, a little frustrating in this
one. There's
a
point where he's talking to Koji, like in their first conversation or something, and he's like, I'm going to kill them all. And you're like, who talks like that?
Yeah. And Koji's
the line deliveries are worse in this movie for sure from Keanu, but everyone else is better, I think.
Everyone else is very good, is the thing. Which I think is probably why it stands out a bit.
Like it's like dialogue tree ass answers,
but it's also like this is a very calm John.
I guess, but he's murdering 200 people in this movie. But like someone will say a whole thing where it's like you're talking to an NPC and they're like, "You need to go over to the hill and do and there's the dragon and whatever and ever," and he's like, "Okay," and like that's it.
Yeah,
and you're just like, brother, I need like something more. But I guess that's also not why we're watching the movie, is to see Keanu do long dialogue.
It's probably a part of why this movie's better than the last one, if we're being for real. This is just a classic case of like Keanu is perfect for this role because of like physique, appearance, and honestly delivery as well. It's just like I think the types of lines and how the lines are delivered is sometimes a bit off. Like, I'm going to kill them all. Like, that is the quote that I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I
like,
think
when he's not talking and you just see him, it's like perfect.
yeah. And
just
the truth is he's also like what 56 filming this movie or something.
Yeah, he's pretty old. Pretty
so
banged
like
up.
And he still does an incredible job. And it's
to
very
put a bow
good.
on our how many words does John say game. How many does he say in this movie? Over under 400.
I'm going to say under 400.
384.
Yeah.
384 words in almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's like 3 words a minute, maybe.
Yeah. Like, that's most of his lines, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I bet if you got one of those like charts that has the different size words based on how often they appear in something.
Yeah, it's the biggest one.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest one. That
I'd love
and
to see
John.
his waveform for the movie. Just no grunts or anything, just dialogue waveform. It's just
yeah. Yeah,
like
it would probably
like
be
a
like
dying
our
person's heartbeat.
Yeah. Also, something that's just like a John Wick-ism, 2 John Wick-isms that I happened many times in this movie, but also happened in the franchise. 1, walking towards the camera. I've mentioned it before. Walking towards the camera, stopping when someone says something in the background. They say something, and then he just kind of like acknowledges it silently and walks off camera.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. Second thing,
You don't need to say anything.
is I think it's happened in other movies. It's certainly happened a lot in this one, and that's like someone saying something, a character saying something, and then someone repeating it back to them exactly how they said it to acknowledge it. Him and Halle Berry did it a little bit. It's like the whole consequences.
Well, no, she goes, yeah, consequences, John. Like he's a 4-year-old or like doesn't speak English or something, or like he has a mental deficiency.
But like,
Like,
they do that with like the consequences. They do it with another word. In this one, there's a lot of like, John, Kane. Hi, John. Hi, Kane. Like, there's a lot of like that kind of dialogue. We are ripping this movie apart. I love this movie. Dude, this
Yeah, I
is
do
crazy
too.
how much we're criticizing it. Let's try.
it's just a lot harder to talk about like
It's really
Kane-
good.
Yeah. But here's the thing. It is really good. I did actually write in here, John Wick should be tried at the Hague for his war crimes. Because he's killing so many people. He kills like 300 people in this movie alone.
And he kills a lot of them in like brutal ways.
Yeah. But the opening of this movie with like Lawrence Fishburne's sort of mythological speech where he's like talking about gods and all this stuff is like the most... I wrote like it's the most mythological that the movies ever get. Like the most high fiction they ever get.
Most spiritual even.
It like puts John in this stratosphere of like not even like a person, but like as a force of nature.
Yeah.
Which he's not. But like just
like a figure of legend.
Yeah. Which, you know, I bet you he is in the world.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that there's like people in the world acknowledging that, if that makes sense. Like,
and
they
it
do a
is
bit in
kind
the
of
first
crazy
one.
that Lawrence Fishburne is acknowledging it out loud in a bellowing voice in the same room as John. At the
all
end of it.
alone too.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then he says, "You ready, John," or whatever, and he just says, "Yeah."
Which, like, I guess John is like the Winter Soldier trapped in this room for Lawrence Fishburne, where he's, I don't know why, but he's just punching ropes on a board.
It's like, how much time has passed since the last one? How long has he been hiding?
It's
down
like
there?
a handful of months.
Okay.
Longer than I think between any of the other ones.
And he goes and kills Desert Guy.
Yeah, who again is like, he's like, your predecessor and you made this deal and I have taken over.
It seemed to me like maybe, which he was the guy above the table.
The high chair.
High chair.
That's what I was calling it. Or the booster chair or something last episode.
High chair.
You didn't really acknowledge my bit, but it's fine.
No, it's funny. I just think high chair makes more sense because that's a high chair is like a chair that a baby sits in at a table. Is that not?
Well, that's what you sit in at the table.
And
there he is.
But the impression I got was that the guy who John talked to, who made him cut off his finger in chapter 3, got in trouble with someone, maybe the high table, maybe someone above the person above the high table, for helping him, and then was replaced.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. It makes sense.
Which, like just a little
kind of
confusing.
going after anyone that helps him.
Seems to me like they just couldn't get the same actor back, and they were like, we need a reason for this.
And then John just kind of kills him unceremoniously.
And leaves. And it's like, cool, man. What did that do? Did you get information from him? Did you get your ring back? Did you... Like...
Yeah.
Dude, I'm being so critical of this movie. I don't know why. It's just
Can I give you, like, 30 seconds to really gush over this movie while I go to the bathroom?
Absolutely. Go piss, girl. Okay, I'm just going to go through some of my notes here because I rarely get a chance to do that, and it's not really fun to rattle them off at the end of the episode when we're already trying to get it done. So I'm just going to rattle through them. Lawrence Fishburne's character is so goofy. What a goofy guy. I don't know if I like him or not, but he does bellow a lot. Oh, yeah, I said with all due respect to this guy, he's blind, but he still has a photo in a pocket watch. I'm talking about Kane. He has a photo of his daughter in his pocket watch. If he's blind, he cannot read the pocket watch, and he cannot look at the photo. But I get it for, I guess, aesthetic purposes. Maybe he's like just, that's the what he's trying to present to the world. Sentimentality as well, but I just don't think he's in his mind he's just holding a pocket watch and it's not really helping him out. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. I love Kane. I love Rina Sawayama. This movie is by far the best looking John Wick film. Maybe this I'll talk about when Calder gets back. Just like easily looks the best aesthetic wise. It's also the best shot. Like there's so many shots in this movie that are absolutely beautiful. And it's not even a competition with the other 3 films. In Osaka, a lot of the sword and bow stuff was super cool, especially the bow stuff. Like people were getting stuck to walls and stuff. Cool stuff. I like Mr. Nobody, the tracker guy. Maybe Calder and I can get into that. Clancy Brown is very good in this. He was like the guy I guess kind of like organizing the tradition shit for Bill Skarsgård's character. He's very good. I just like him as an actor in general anyway. Calder mentioned in a previous episode that, or I guess last episode, that when I said the motorcycle scene in chapter 3 looked kind of bad, he was like, same with the roundabout scene in the next movie. I thought the roundabout scene looked a lot better than the motorcycle scene does in 3. That's just me. Calder's back. He's smiling. What are you smiling?
Number 2 slipped out there.
You lubed up out there? Is that what you said?
A number 2 slipped out there.
A number 2 slipped out. And you cleaned up that quick. I'm impressed.
Well, you know me. I've gotten less messy since the days you've lived with me.
Oh, you were messy.
Yeah.
Did
you talk about the choreography in Osaka?
A little bit. I just said that the bow and arrow shit was crazy.
I was thinking about that.
Because they're like
part.
sticking arms and sticking legs and like
that's just
people
crazy,
hanging out.
man.
Lots of cool stuff with the bows. Cool stuff with the swords as well. But the bow stuff was felt new and innovative, and I liked it.
And I love a lot of the katana stuff as well, like the shorter katanas, but then also some of them had like slightly longer ones.
I do think that it peaked at the Koji Kane fight. The set piece was great, and they were just both very good.
Another section of that I really liked, and I wanted to like shout her out a little more, is the Rina Sawayama. like when she's fighting a lot of these big guys, there's like some issues in action movies where you're kind of like, it's like a tiny little woman, because obviously a Hollywood actress can't be like buff or muscular or like hefty.
Of course.
So you've got like a tiny little woman fighting a guy who's 280 cut out of stone. And like, not to try to be gender essentialist here, but like, make him fight 1,000 times and 999, he's gonna win just because he's like so much faster. That's the thing that I love about this, is like the way that her moves are designed and like how crafty she is and like how she's like so much more flexible than these guys. Like she's just so, her choreography is just so good, incredible, and makes her feel like dangerous to almost anyone that she could come up against. Like
I genuinely, when she like gets onto the subway and John's on it, I was like, fuck, she might kill him.
Yeah.
like I genuinely was like, he would have a hard time making it out of that.
But like when she's on that guy's back and he's crawling up the stairs and she's just like going at him, you're like, wow, she could kill literally anyone.
Yeah.
And I think in this movie, a wider point is just like the different styles of choreography that they use, whether it is like the bows or the katanas or the like Rena's choreography, or even like the bar owner in Germany, or the tracker who's like much more of a like kind of brawler kind of guy.
Yeah,
or even Kane, who's got like a flair, got like a sort of fluid way that he moves with the swords and stuff.
He's like tapping
that.
Everything and like a lot of time when he like knocks someone down, instead of like doing a big stab and leaving, he does like a like he does like a little 1 2 3, or like sometimes just a 1, like, and he like barely goes in, like he's being surgical with it. I love the way he's choreographed. So much fun. I love the different fighting styles in this movie, and like how every character kind of has their own thing, because it felt, after 3, you're kind of like, okay, everyone in this world was trained by the exact same like 4 people on how to fight. Like John fights the same as the bald guy in the last one, and the same as Ruby Rose, matchup. And the same as Common. Well, like you mentioned that Common was like John's first real like kind of somewhat equal matchup, but a part of that was that it kind of felt like, whoa, they're the same.
Yeah. Like,
whereas in this movie, like,
level.
Yeah, whereas in this one, John's fighting Kane, and I'm like, dude, either one of them could win this simply because, like, their styles could take advantage of the other person's style in some way. Like, they're both at risk of the way the other person fights. Yeah. Yeah, man. The choreography is so good in this movie, like, entirely throughout. I love the top-down choreography when he's got like the exploding shell shotgun,
the fire breath or whatever, dragon's breath, I think.
Felt very Hotline Miami inspired. I'm a big fan of that game. That's like top-down shooter.
But like even the nunchucks that John has, like they don't really do anything like that in the other movies. The closest they get is like axes, kind of,
or horses.
And then there's also like little moments like when Donnie Yen is fighting those guys in the kitchen and he like charges up a punch and hits him.
Yeah, which is very silly, like, but he sold it.
Yeah. Like and
he uses those like little sonar devices. I was like, oh, he's setting up little bombs. No, it was just to know where people are. Like,
it's like, it kind of felt like they'd figured out the John Wick action by 3. But then they're like, we got to get some new minds in here. We got to get, like, Donnie Yen, probably one of the greatest movie martial artists of all time.
Yeah, he's
like
incredible.
Jackie Chan, him. There's probably some other people.
I'm sure we'll do it at some point, but, like, he was easily, to me at least when I watched it, the best part of Rogue One. You fell asleep for that one, so, like, I'm not sure.
I've seen, like, parts of it since, but it's still, garbage tier, and that's okay. Yeah, like I love all the choreography in this movie. And I think it's what keeps these long, like, which would have otherwise, if they were kind of put in the past John Wick action in them, these long action scenes stay interesting because you're kind of like, you don't know what they're gonna do next.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of my thing on the action.
What did you think of him fighting all the way up the stairs and then falling down all of the stairs and then having to do it again?
I think that's like a little Buster Keaton-y, a little like it's a little silly. And I think, is it stupid? Yes. But they also threw someone down 220 stairs. That's the thing with all this stuff is you're like, yeah, he gets hit by a car 5-6 times, but also like someone got fucking hit by a car 6 times.
And they're somehow able to like do the same thing twice, but not make it feel like the same.
Yeah.
A lot of that has to do with then Kane's introduced and they're doing some kind of like pair up stuff. And then they bring Mr. Nobody into it like mid action scene.
Yeah.
Which, let's talk about Mr. Nobody for a second, actually. Unless you got more you want to say about the action.
I don't know what his official name is.
I think he's just credited as Mr. Nobody. Because that's what everybody calls him.
But you go off.
I just really like him. I like how he's introduced and you're like kind of like, who's this guy? And then he's got this journal with like all sorts of drawings of like locations, bounties, like prices, information for like tracking somebody. But you're kind of unsure what he's there for. And then you find out he is there for John and he gets a chance to kill John. But he's like trying to get the price to kill John up. So he's like kind of protecting John until it's an amount that he likes, and then he's like, then I'll kill you. But he's kind of a good guy. You can kind of tell. He kind of seems like he's just like a bit of a rookie in this space, not necessarily like he's clearly an expert tracker, but he's kind of a rookie in the bounty hunting space, it seems. Or at least on this level with like the John Wicks and the high table and everything, he's kind of in over his head a little bit.
Yeah.
But I really like him. There's a few like really fun moments, obviously at the poker table. I think also when like John has a chance to kill him and decides to save his dog instead, and that's kind of the thing that like makes Mr. Nobody be like, fuck it, fine, maybe I'll help John out. And the truth is like there's so many people who are on Bill Skarsgård's side and like working for him, but everybody hates him. Like every character does. Even Clancy Brown's character. Did I say Clancy Brown? Yeah.
Clancy Brown.
You know him.
Oh yeah. The Harbinger.
Yes. Like his character clearly kind of dislikes him. Kane, one of my favorite parts in the whole movie is when they're doing the duel and Bill Skarsgård goes up to Donnie Yen and is like, just remember about your daughter, and he just interrupts him and goes, fuck off, like so matter of fact, like he's just completely done with them.
I know
like everybody hates him. What a good villain. But anyway, what are your thoughts on Mr. Nobody, and then potentially
so on IMDb, Shamir Anderson, who is the actor that plays who you call Mr. Nobody, is actually credited as Tracker.
I did write Tracker in my first note before they started calling him Mr. Nobody. I just call him Mr. Nobody because
I think the only thing with Mr. Nobody, for those who are educated, is that that's Kurt Russell's name in the Fast and Furious franchise. So probably don't step on those toes. And then there's also Little Nobody, who's played by Scott Eastwood. But I think he's a great addition. A Canadian actor, by the way.
Very cool.
Oh, he's frozen. I think he's a really good addition. And I think he also lets us into the kind of like dynamic that John can have with people, where like John has the chance to shoot him, but then shoots the sort of guy who's I don't know, what is it, the Marquis henchman, who's been coming
did he have
after
a
them since
ponytail,
Osaka?
goatee ponytail?
I don't know. Felt like it.
Felt like it.
Felt like a ponytail.
At the very
guy.
least, it was slicked back.
But shoots him instead of shooting Mr. Nobody to save his dog. And then it kind of is one of those moments where you see like, oh, this is why John has so much goodwill in like this community, because like he's not really out to kill anyone. No. Even though it seems like he will kill anyone who looks at him. Yeah. He like has a mission. If it doesn't fit in the mission, it's kind of like that moment with Common when Common's like, John, you working tonight? And he's like, yeah. Did it go well? Unfortunately. Like he had it's one of those moments. Yeah. Where it's like he's an honest, like relatively good guy.
And it also feels like I saw the mythos kind of breaking for Tracker, where like in that moment he kind of like, before he was like, oh, John Wick, he's the guy who like killed hundreds of people over a dog, and in this moment he's realizing like, oh, he killed a bunch of people for a dog. Like, the kind of like tone of this mythos kind of changes to like, especially John like getting up and leaving. It's like he's not like this crazy guy going out and killing a bunch of people. Yeah. He's a guy that's just like killed a bunch of people because his life keeps falling apart, if we're being for real. Yeah. Although, like we discussed, he gets a little bit frustrating, and it's like, okay, a lot of people are dying on your watch, buddy.
But it is kind of like the shattering of what Lawrence Fishburne was saying at the start, where it's like God among men or whatever. Yeah. Where you're like, no, he's just kind of a dude. And at the end of this movie, like this dude is just going to like keel over on the stairs and probably die.
Yeah. Which he dies just as a dude, but he also dies like having just like sealed the mythos of John Wick. Yeah. Like he wins in a duel to win his freedom, and then he dies. Like,
well, he takes shots in a duel with, I think he hits Donnie Yen like twice. Yeah. But he takes bullets so that he can kill the Marquis.
And also simultaneously save Winston, save himself, save Donnie Yen. Yeah. Like, save Donnie Yen's daughter. Like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so, it truly is, like, if we can just, like, naturally segue into that, like, that final scene is masterful. I remember being in the theater and being like, holy fuck, they nailed... They completely landed that perfectly. I kind of feel like that whole duel scene is just perfection to me.
Like, the thing that the Chad Stahelski's like very open about is just being like, yeah, I took this from this and I took this from this, and like this is like this part amped up. So like he'll be like, these action scenes are like Buster Keaton, like when he's dodging the cars. It's like near miss slapstick comedy kind of is what he's going for. And the scene at the end is just a Western duel. Like it's just Clint Eastwood, high noon. Whoever draws their gun the fastest wins. Like it's all
but
pretty
the guy
simple
who
stuff
ultimately
that's
wins
effective.
uses his smarts instead of his guns. Like, well, he wins with the gun, but like
he pulls something and then twists it into something that fits this world, and you're like, oh, that's like something I've seen before. It's familiar, but it's genius, and I've also never seen it before in like a way. Yeah, and it like you think you know where it's going, and then it turns left.
Yeah, like because it truly feels like John could just die right now. Yeah, like it's the same outcome.
It'd be a bit of a bummer if
it would be a bit of a bummer.
He dies and the Marquis wins, but like.
But here's the thing: he could die and the Marquis wins, and then Donnie Yen fucking shoots him in the head. Like, I don't know. Yeah, there could be some crazy, but like it truly did feel like it could have gone any which way, and it kind of it just feels so perfect. And I had kind of forgotten what happened. I knew obviously that he like outsmarted the situation, but upon a rewatch I was like, I don't remember even what happens, and then it happened and I was like, what a fucking genius. And I'm like, how can John be this stupid 90% of the time, and then he just pulls out this genius shit. Anyway,
it's it's a great one. I think this is my first rewatch since the theaters, and I think it's my favorite probably.
Same.
The only thing holding it back from the only thing holding me back from like watching it more probably is the fact that it's 3 hours long. But it's also
it is a bit long.
It's also beautiful, and you can kind of have it on the background and look up and be
that's the thing. That's
whatever.
Something I said while you were taking a big, massive mudslide.
It's absolute paint job in there.
This is easily the best looking John Wick. Like cinematography, set pieces, like aesthetic, lighting. Literally everything is like a step above anything they've done before. And it all feels intentional. Like 3, to be honest, like, there's probably a couple shots in 3 that look really good. But for the most part, 3 kind of felt like they were just doing the movie as far as, like, what it looked like. And
it felt like they had an idea of what they wanted to look like. Like, the vision board was crazy. And then they get into it, and it's like, well, we can only kind of do the thing with the glass room. Yeah. And then like the dog stuff kind of ends up looking how it looks because it's difficult to do dog stuff.
Yeah.
And like,
well, that's the thing. It felt like, now we're filming the dog scene. Now we're filming the mirror scene. Whereas in this, it felt like
the glass scene.
This scene is going to be shot in this way because of the nature of what the scene is. Like it felt like the way each scene was shot was intentional rather than just like, this is the scene that's happening, let's film it. I'm not saying that there was no thought put into like previously. It's just it really feels like this movie nails it.
I don't think there's any, maybe some like studio comedies, but there's very few movies where you can be like, it felt like no thought, like there was no thought put into how this was shot.
Yeah.
But like this, I think this one is just so much more intentional. Which makes it great. And they almost didn't have the Hotline Miami segment because they just like didn't like get approval for it, but they had the set. Okay. So they were like, I guess we'll just shoot it and
put it in,
see if it's good. Like, and then
which like, I do have like a brief thought of like, and this is true in like any movie, anytime I see them like go over a ceiling or like pass a wall or something, where I'm like, so these are just walls with nothing on top of them. Like,
I think that's
just
fair.
For a moment I do that, and then I'm like, no, the ceiling's see-through.
Yeah, it does break the fourth wall a little bit of like the movie, but I think it's just something that you don't see ever.
Yeah, it was very cool. I genuinely remember that happening in the theater and me genuinely being like, whoa. like I was like, that's very like sick. So cool.
Yeah,
like that's the most distinct I think I've seen anything filmed in these movies as far as like a specific action scene. I do also really like the stairs, that it's like kind of a continuous one shot basically.
Yeah.
Sometimes being behind John, then moving up to like in front of him, blah blah blah. Anyway.
No, this movie is, I wrote in here, it's like one of the great pieces of action filmmaking of all time, but definitely of this century.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
And the stairs scene is like something that seals it, just because it is so beautifully choreographed, so well done, and just so exciting too. And like it, in my books, it's up there. Like it's like a Fury Road thing where you watch and you're like, how the hell did they do this?
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous. Or even like The Matrix a little like Police Story too. Remember in Police Story where they just crashed the car through that entire settlement?
Yeah.
It's just like,
and you're like, there's no way they did that, but also
like
there's no way they could have not actually done that.
yeah. And then like Jackie Chan slides down a bunch of Christmas lights and they're popping and exploding.
Which, like, if you
You're
look
like,
at the behind the
what?
scenes of that scene, which I think they put in the credits, maybe he's literally
Yeah.
like, my hands are bleeding. I have a bunch of glass in my hands.
There's like 7 parts in the credits where he's just like getting carried on a stretcher and he's like, good shot. Yeah. Anyway, let's start getting into the wrap up.
Okay,
We've talked about this movie for a while.
I just have a few things to say. One, was that Justin Trudeau as the John Wick stunt double going down the stairs?
Okay.
You've seen that video of Justin Trudeau going down the stairs?
Oh, I thought you were like, the stunt double looked like Trudeau. I have seen the video. That's a good party trick.
Yeah.
And
So I
somehow
was
he
saying,
won the
like, they must
election.
have gotten
Multiple.
him.
He won like 3 elections. I don't really know how that happened.
Crazy stuff.
And now he's banging Katy Perry.
Yeah. And then this other thing. So Kane is blind, but has a photo in a pocket watch. He can't see the time on the watch. He can't see the photo in the pocket watch.
I was thinking this. I did write that Kane's kind of Stevie Wondering it, where he's like faking being blind. I think maybe the thing is like he's not fully blind, but he's like 80% blind, kind of a thing.
Or he's got a little bit of Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender going on.
No, that's not what it is, because they took his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So he's fully blind.
Yeah, I do like that they reveal like 2/3 through the movie that he hasn't always been blind. They took his vision.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe it's just for like, old time's sake.
Yeah.
But there were some parts where
purposes,
I was like, brother's not actually blind, which is fine. There are a lot of movies where it'll just be like an actor being like, "What did you say?" Just looking off to the side of whoever they're in the scene with
yeah.
as they talk to them, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Okay, incredible method acting there."
Yeah. Okay, final thing. In the last episode, I talked about how bad the motorcycle tunnel bridge scene looked, and you were like, yeah, it kind of looks just like as bad as like the roundabout scene in 4. The roundabout scene looks way better than the motorcycle scene.
I was lying. Lying.
Because when you said that, I was like, man, maybe it did look like shit.
Even
It's
on
like-
my like fucking laptop screen, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Looked incredible.
Yeah. Anyway, now I'm done.
Okay, so I've got a couple questions for you here regarding our next episode and the next chapter of John Wick in general.
Yeah.
What do you think? There's some speculation about a chapter 5. Stahelski's talked about it. I think it's I don't want it.
Yes, I think I don't want it also. I feel like you end on the big high. It feels like a satisfying conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything wrong. Here's the thing. Like I said, they try to set up so many characters to have spin-off things, and none of them ever do. Why not actually do it? Because the world of John Wick is cool, and John Wick is cool, but John Wick is done.
Yeah.
Keanu is old. He's been old. I'm not saying he couldn't do it again, but it just feels like Chapter 4 is such like a good ending and a good send-off. It feels right. It's the best one. You're ending on a high note. Like, just end it there. Do other stuff. Do the Rina Sawayama, Donnie Yen one. Do one.
Honestly, do a ballerina too.
Sure, I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on that. But, like, I don't know, just dig into... Make it turn out that, like, before John died, he, like, squirted into fucking, I don't know, someone.
Okay, interesting.
I'm thinking I'm thinking the what's it called? Ruxa Roma lady who played Tonks in Harry Potter.
Angelica Houston? I don't think she was in Harry Potter.
Pretty sure she was. I'm pretty sure she was I'm talking about the one that hung him.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
What was her
maybe.
name?
I don't know. I couldn't.
Anyway, he's got a kid and she's doing it. What if that happened?
Yeah, I mean, could.
What if they made
it? Sure.
What if they made a movie called James Wick and it's his nephew or son or something? And they're like, "Whoa, it's James Wick."
Katia. Yeah, I don't think that's a great idea, but I think there is still meat on the bone of John Wick.
Yeah, but I don't think meat on the bone of John Wick, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, sorry. I mean like the world of
world.
Wick, I guess.
The world of Wick.
From the world of John Wick. Ballerina.
What's worse, from the world of John Wick or a Star Wars story?
From the world of John Wick.
Yeah, I think so too. I'll be honest.
A Star Wars story is bad, but like makes
But here's
sense.
the thing: what's better?
For John Wick or
Either.
Star Wars?
I just feel like
Well,
having
nothing.
that sort of tagline is tough to do.
Yeah, it's never good.
Should it just not be done, or is it just like it's got to be done, but it'll just suck?
You can just put Star Wars or John Wick on the poster,
Like Star Wars,
but don't
Rogue
make it
One?
the title of the movie.
Oh,
Just be like, put a little Star Wars in the bottom corner, and it's like, that's Star Wars.
yeah.
But also, if you market the movie well enough, people should know it's a Star Wars movie
I do think
or a John Wick world.
you'd be
movie.
surprised how many people are kind of dumb with this kind of thing.
guess.
A lot of people just genuinely do not know what they're going in to watch when they go see a movie in the theater.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of a sicko. And then kind of our last question is, because we're doing rankings,
At
after
the end of the
next
next one.
episode. What do you think happens in Ballerina? And let me get my note open
interesting.
so I can.
Now,
can
I
take
don't
it
know
down.
when it takes place, but I know John and Lance Reddick are in it.
Okay,
so it has
can
to
I
have
tell
taken
you
place
what-
before Chapter 4. I'd assume it takes place between 3 and 4.
Yes.
Okay.
So give me what do you think happens?
I think Ana de Armas is a ballerina. She's probably got some trauma from it. Like from being in the Ruska Roma. I think that she's probably got some history with like her parents or a sibling or something. And through that ends up like maybe being like excommunicated from the, not excommunicado, but like removed from Ruska Roma or something, and she has to like win her freedom back.
Not excommunicato.
Not for the
Sorry.
excommunicado. Just
So you're
banished.
excommunicated from her family.
Or just like in some way it's like you got to get out of here, and she has to like what's gonna be the main conflict? Maybe like Ruska, someone's gonna kill Mama.
Okay.
I don't know. I have no
And then-
idea.
Give me like a location or two.
Madagascar.
Okay.
Probably Rome. That doesn't feels like it doesn't count.
Okay.
But then probably New York because Lance Reddick and Winston are in it.
Okay.
But let me throw out another fun one.
Crazy that you went with Madagascar.
I just chose one I want to see, man.
Yeah.
Maybe Italy is another one. Wait, Rome
You
is.
said Rome.
Good
Yeah.
God. I don't know, Russia. Some bullshit.
All right.
Anyway, I'm excited. I have no idea what to expect from Ballerina. I also don't know how I feel about Ana de Armas or not.
Yeah, I
I
think
haven't
that'll
seen
be a
her
lot
in
of
many
the-
things.
I think
I saw her
probably
in Knives Out,
is your biggest
obviously.
one.
Yeah. Which I thought she was great in Knives Out. There's a lot of people that are like,
And
like, big
Blade
on the
Runner 2048, but
that's true. That's true. There's a lot of people that are big on the Ana de Armas train. I'm I don't think I've seen enough of her to make a judgment. I guess
We'll litigate it next week.
Yeah, but I'm excited. Really liked this one. I'm both excited to do Ballerina next week, and I'm excited to wrap up our first franchise focus series. I'm excited to kind of see how this all kind of stands as a series, and how we move on to whatever's next. I haven't even decided on what my little wild card is gonna be. I still have to decide.
Yeah, what do I have in there? I got something.
Never Say Never to the Justin Bieber documentary.
Yeah, it actually is that. I'm pretty sure. What do I have? Oh, I have Superman from this year.
As the next one?
Huh? No, as my wild card.
Yeah, I know. I mean, as the next wild card.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll keep that. I don't know.
I currently Calder has written probably K-pop Diener Hunters rolls eyes.
I didn't write Diener.
As my did I say Diener?
Yeah, he said K-pop Diener Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters. And here's the thing, I wasn't thinking that. You put it there, and I'm kind of like, honestly, that would probably be a good one. It's a pretty big film. It'll probably be nominated for some shit.
Yeah.
It's somewhat relevant, so maybe. But then on the other hand, I'm like, maybe I could do something else, and then I just slide that into the kind of year-end thing. But once again, this is an off-podcast conversation. So thank you, everybody, for... Unless you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Thank you, everybody, for listening or watching. If you're on Spotify or YouTube, you can be watching this right now. I don't know if there's video anywhere else, but otherwise, thank you, everybody, for listening. Please be sure to follow. I've been informed by Spotify itself that it's really important to tell your listeners to follow. If you haven't followed us on whatever platform
if you listen to this whole
please
thing and
feel
you're not
free.
following us, that's kind of fucked up.
That is kind of crazy. Maybe we should say that at the top. But oh well. If you're still listening and you're not following us, please do. That would be crazy cool. And if you think we're fun guys, hey, why don't you tell your friends about us? Maybe we can be fun guys to them as well. Share fun guys around. Hey, everybody, share your fun guy. Everybody, share your fun guy. It's kind of the message I'm trying to get across. And he called her with the final word.
Diener Hunter.